Welcome back to the My Player Save. Now, don't yet skip to the end or click on the vote in the description. Don't do it. You need to know the situation at each given club before you vote. So please, do me a favour, watch the full video first and then have your say on the straw poll in the description down below. When the time comes, you will be able to vote for as many of the teams on the list as you might like. So if you don't mind me going to any of the teams, vote for all of them. If you only have a smattering of teams you might like to see me sign for, then select those individual ones before you hit vote. But, as we always say, don't vote yet. We've 8 offers for you here to decide where we move next in this My Player Save. We are a player that's available on the transfer market as an 82 rated striker, having had an indifferent season at club level for the first time in the entire save, in our entire career. 14th place in the Premier League with Newcastle United, 44 goals scored and 58 goals conceded. Not the most prolific. We have, in previous seasons, nearly scored 44 goals ourselves. My guy is currently valued at £70.5 million. I'm on £80,000 a week at Newcastle, and as you can see, I've got 7 man of the matches this season and 2 team of the weeks. You can see the performance in the competitions there, 14th in the Premier League, 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, 5th round of 16 of the FA Cup, and the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Personally, not a great season, to be completely honest. If I show you in the squad hub, the stats page, 19 goals in 33 Premier League games is pretty good by most standards. 19 goals in the Premier League, especially in a mid-table underperforming team, is by no means a feat to be disregarded. That's still a genuinely good return this year. But given our form and our previous history, we would have expected to score more. We would have hoped to score more. Maybe we should never expect to do anything in the Premier League, to be completely honest. We scored 4 goals in the Europa League as well and got 1 in the FA Cup. So overall, 24 goals and 5 assists in 44 games, which, as you'll be able to see, compared to previous seasons, we had 39 goals in 45 games at PSV, as well as 24 assists, might I add. But only 5 assists this year. We really weren't that creative at all. And in Denmark, 40 goals in 41 games, plus 12 assists. And at Cambridge United, it was 33 goals and 19 assists in 57 games. So on paper, our worst season. However, we do have some rather tasty options for you with regards bids that have come in and locations for us to potentially move to. There are some big ones in there, and there are some more realistic ones in there, if you know what I mean. We're 82 rated. We're not yet at that upper echelon of player. There is still some progress to be made by us as an individual, I think, before we reach the big boys. But there is a big boy or two in the list for you guys to vote on. So, like I say, don't vote yet. Let's go through it team by team, and I'll show you exactly what our options are. We start with the big boys. Real Madrid have come in for me. £65.2 million is what they've played, which is undervalue. I was valued at 70 million, as you saw from the previous highlight, but they've paid 65.2, I think it was. £65.2 million indeed to bring me to Real Madrid, if you decide that this is the club that we come to. So, as ever, we will have a look at the situation of the squad and our competition and the strength of the overall team. Now, Real Madrid are in the Champions League. They finished 2nd in La Liga last season. They play a 4-3-3 with a false 9. Now, I believe I am second choice at Real Madrid. You might look at that and think I'm first choice. 70 rated, 78 rated, 82. But remember the false 9. So Christopher Nkunku would be starting at striker at Real Madrid. And like we say, we are not yet at that upper echelon of player, are we? So whether I can genuinely justify challenging for a position, a starting role, when there's rivals like that available, I'm not sure. But I wanted to give you guys the option to vote for it if you wanted to. They have Vinny, Thibaut, Marquinhos, Valverde, Rafael Leao at 90 rated, Nkunku, of course, Sangare, John Stones, Thiago Alcantara, and James Maddison as their highest rated players. With regards to their squad depth, Thibaut's their goalie. They don't have a go-to left back. 79 rated is the best with Kai Wagner. Then at centre-back, it's obviously Marquinhos and John Stones, although they only have 3 centre-backs. At right-back, there is Dodo, Montiel, and Hedy Selton as the better options, although they do have 5. 4-3-3, so CDM in Sangare, and then centre mids of Valverde and Thiago Alcantara, although of course James Maddison might be in one of the centre mid options. Similarly, Baumgartner too. And then on the left, it would be Vinicius or Rafael Leao. And on the right, I would imagine they'd play Rafa, which is frustrating because obviously in real life, you'd imagine Vinny would be on one side and Leao would be on the other. But because they're both left wingers and there is a right winger, it will undoubtedly select Rafa at right wing, and Leao or Vinny will get dropped to the bench, which would be frustrating. And Nkunku, presumably, would be the man to start through the middle. So second choice at Real Madrid in the Champions League in a 4-3-3 false 9. The biggest of boys. But is that the most realistic move for us right now? I don't know, but if you vote here, I will honour it, of course. Right, second option, another big boy actually. We actually don't move far for option 2, playing under Diego Simeone perhaps rather than Carlo Ancelotti, whilst also in Madrid. Atleti have bid and paid £71.2 million for me, so they are paying slightly above the odds. For what it's worth, actually, I'll let you know. At Real Madrid, I was on £170,000 a week. Here, I would be on £90,000 a week at Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid was 170, and by a way, the largest contract that we will be offered throughout the number of these 8 options. So at Atleti, they do have Champions League football. They finished 3rd in La Liga last year. My striking competition, however, is Donyell Malen, Timo Werner, and João Felix. They do, however, play a 4-4-2. So I'm not necessarily 4th choice. I am the 4th rated striker, but you kind of have to consider 2 of them as first choice. So you'd say Felix and Donyell Malen are first choice, then Timo Werner is second choice, and I'm 3rd choice at Atletico Madrid. Obviously, it's strong competition to say the least. With regards higher rated players, Jan Oblak, Jude Bellingham is here at 90 rated. Joao Felix, obviously, you've seen his 90. There's Gabriel, Kingsley Coman, Fabian, Ruiz, of course, the Spanish centre mid, Donyell Malen, Luis Felipe. Molina is the only right back, I believe, at 84 rated. Then there's Mateo Kovacic and Asensio, etc. So, depth-wise, Oblak's the goalkeeper. Centre-back-wise, Gabriel and Luis Felipe, and that's kind of it. Right-back-wise, just Molina. Left-back-wise, non-existent. So, yikes. Then in midfield, there's Serrano, as well as Jeffrey Kondogbia, Fabian and Jude Bellingham, and Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho. So they have a lot of centre mids, as you can quite clearly see. On the wings, Kingsley Coman on the left, 87 rated. On the right, on the left as well, Harvey Barnes at 83 rated. With regards to right wingers, oh no, they did have Asensio on the right, and then you've seen the strikers. So Atleti is tough to work my way into that starting lineup, certainly, but it is a very good squad, other than not having a bloody left back. But there are certainly some more well-balanced squads throughout the course of the rest of the vote. So let's head on to team number 3. Moving slightly further afield, but not too far, we're still in Spain. We're at Sevilla on this particular occasion. Now, they have paid £65.2 million for me as well, similar to Real Madrid. They will be in the Europa League next season, which is the competition, the level we were at with Newcastle last year. Sevilla are also paying me £90,000 a week, and their squad looks like this. They play a 4-3-3 attack formation. However, I am firmly, probably, second choice striker behind Gianluca Scamacca. And they have quite a few right-sided midfielders, as you might be able to tell. So, with regards to my striking competition, it's one man, but we are fighting for one spot in that 4-3-3 attack. Squad depth-wise, some high-rated players, but not a massive amount of them. Nuno Mendes at 87, Scamacca, of course. Boubacar Kamara and Thomas Partey, 86 and 84 respectively. Then Erwakan Chagir. In goal at 84 rated, Trincao, Luis Alberto, and then myself at 82. So with regards to the starting lineup, an obvious goalkeeper and an obvious left-back. At centre-back, it's Lyon, who was at Newcastle when we joined them, but left in the first transfer window. And then Verba, although Benjamin Pavard obviously can play at right-back, but being the highest-rated right-back, you would imagine that he would play at right-back. Then it's a 4-3-3 attack, so it's 2 centre mids and a cam. So whether Partey or Kamara would actually get factored into that, I don't know. I would imagine so, and they might just lose a little bit of boost. But with regards to actual centre mids, there is Luis Alberto and Oscar. Then for that cam spot, it's Isco or Rafael Paz. And then obviously 1,000 right wingers and no left wingers for their 4-3-3 attack, because obviously they've got Tessitito, they've got a regen, Cameron Dwyer, Ocampos and Trincao, the 2 highest rated, alongside Chucky Lozano as well. Ocampos can play left wing, so presumably he would be the man that would start out on the left for Sevilla. And then, of course, Scamacca and myself up top. That is your final option from Spain. 2 big boys and a level between where we are now and that big boy level in Sevilla. Option 4. Now, option 4 would keep us in the Premier League. At Wolves, they've paid 73.9 million for me, so more than anyone else thus far. They too would pay me £90,000 a week. You get the feeling that your wage, for most clubs, is tied to your overall. Although Real Madrid, as we mentioned, would pay me 170 grand. Wolves' squad. Now, Wolves finished in 5th last year in the Premier League. They have Europa League football next year as well. I would be first choice in their starting lineup at striker. They play a 4-3-3, 1 CDM, 2 centre mids. I would be level on overall with Kyle Jorge, and then better than Odson Edouard, and significantly better than Campagna and Junsang Bin. So I definitely start, I think is safe to say. I definitely start there. I think I scored more goals than any of the other 2 last season as well. With regards to highest rated players at the club, Ezri Konsa and Fratesi are the 2 86s. Then there's an 85 rated Bergwijn and Ait Nouri. Marcus Edwards on the right hand side at 84. Similarly, Kefren Turam and Renato Sanchez in centre mid, and then you get Kepa in goal. With regards to the depth, they have 2 decent goalkeepers. Jose Sarri still here at 82, then Kepa at 83. Left back wise, obviously Ait Nouri would be the go-to, although they do have an 82 rated Yilmaz. And then 4 left backs total. Centre back wise, actually quite a lot of centre backs. Östigard, Konsa, Face will be the 3 go-tos for, well, I mean, they play 4-3-3, but so Konsa and Face, but then Östigard will be the go-to backup. They do have a 79 rated Joe Rodon as well. At right back, it's Timothy Castagna or a lower rated Bola. In central midfield, as we mentioned, Renato Sanchez and Fratesi. There's also Kefren Turam as well, as we saw. They would be the 3, presumably. Although they do have a Torben Rhein in there as well as a Fabian Angel. And then a couple of cams in Linger, Andre Linger, and then Jonas Hoffmann as well, although he's 34 now, so presumably will only continue to decline in rating. With regards to their wide roles, you saw Bergwijn as an 85 rated player. They do also have a 79 rated Ante Rebic, but of course he's 32 years of age and aging. Hwang Hee-chan is 30 now at 78 rated, and on the right you saw Marcus Edwards, as well as they have Tiquinho and Corbeanu, but they're obviously nowhere near that level. And then the striking situation you saw. So that's probably the most well-rounded squad I've been able to show you so far of the 4. A lot of wingers and a lot of centre mids and a lot of centre backs, but not many options at right back or at right wing. It was mainly left wingers, wasn't it, that they had there? And then it was kind of just Marcus Edwards. Although, to be fair, no, I guess there's just a lot of wingers in general, isn't there? So, certainly the most well-rounded squad we've shown you so far, but equally, perhaps the weakest squad. Although it's probably on par, maybe slightly better in depth than the Sevilla squad, but certainly more well-rounded than that Sevilla squad. Now then, we move from England to option 5. Option 5 would see us move to the nation of the World Cup runners-up. France would be where we would be heading, as we would come for £73.9 million to Lyon. Now, they are in the Champions League this season. They finished third in Ligue 1 last year. They play a 5-2-1-2. I would be on 90 grand a week. Probably could have guessed that by now, couldn't you? And the squad looks as follows. With regards to my competition, absolutely definitively, first choice striker. 100%. Che Adams and Yanis Laga are my only alternatives at striker. So I'm absolutely first team here. With regards depth, again, not as strong. Similar to Sevilla, you would say, probably. Koen Casteels in goal and Gavi in central midfield with 285s. Then it's Cherki at 84, and then it's me and Melendo and Anthony Lopez. Corentin Tolisso, Longley, and Roberto Gaucho, obviously, as a Brazilian, is a regenerated player. Or a generated player in this save, because the Brazilian leagues aren't licensed, of course, on FIFA 23, and they haven't been for a few years now. Anthony Lopez will be back up to Koen Casteels in goal. At left back, there's Pedraza at 80 rated, but it's not spectacular. But with all due respect to Ligue 1, you don't necessarily expect a big squad of high-rated players, do you? At centre-back, there is Gaucho at 81, Longley at 81, and Ben Davies at 79. Tilo Kehler is here at 79 as well, and they're all about the same sort of level, really. That's it. At right back, it's Hector Bellerin or Lamami, who's really not that great. In midfield, they play a 5-2-1-2, so they are going to need 3 of those centre-backs to start. 5-2-1-2, so the 2 centre-mids presumably would be Gavi and Corentin Tolisso, with Jeff Reina Adelaide as backup. Then Melendo at cam, with El Araujo for backup. And then they play 2 strikers, so presumably I would be up top with Che Adams, meaning Cherki might play at striker because he does have ST as one of his positions, so perhaps the manager might start him alongside me at striker, but certainly I'd still be first choice alongside him in a 5-2-1-2. They do have also Matteo Politano, but obviously not playing any wingers. It's a 5-2-1-2 at Lyon. That is your first French option. We're channel hopping a little bit now. It's another big boy. £68.5 million is what Chelsea would pay for me to come from Newcastle. So this would keep me in the Premier League. Chelsea have Champions League football this upcoming season and play a 5-2-3. 2 centre mids, a left wing and a right wing. Now, they would give me £130,000 a week, which is significantly more than everybody else, but also significantly less than Real Madrid. If the wages are a factor for you, which I don't think they are, really, but I want to give you all of the information that I possibly can. I would be the most second-choice striker that we've seen so far. Dusan Vlahovic, at 91 rated, would be the main man up top for Chelsea in that 5-2-3. I'd find it tough to compete with that, if I'm honest, and I'm sure you understand that. But again, I wanted to offer you the option. Of course, bear in mind that the next save on the main channel will be a Chelsea career mode as well, although obviously we'd probably only spend 1 season here in the My Player if you vote for me to come here. With regards to squad depth, really strong team, as you may well have expected. A 91 rated Kai Havertz, who can play at striker, but presumably would be utilised as a centre mid more so than up top. Then Dusan. Reece James at right back, Pulisic on the left, Edouard Mendy in goal, Bremer, Kulusevski on the right, Chilwell and Yuri Tielemans there, and then a regen goalkeeper, Johan Volter. Presumably a Neuer regen, but I'm not entirely too sure. So depth-wise, in goal, Edouard Mendy, and then Volter as backup. Left-back-wise, they've got loads. But Miranda at 84 is definitely going to be backup to Ben Chilwell. And then outside of that is a couple of fringe players. At centre-back, it's David Alaba at 84 with Bremer, with Lacroix. Although there is still Diego Carlos there as a backup as well for their 5-back formation. So they are strong at centre-back. At right-back, just the one. Just Reece James. So presumably, if needs must, one of these left-backs would play at right-back. You'd like to think, although given our experience at Newcastle, probably the striker would be moved to right-back and then a left-back would come on and play at striker. That's what we encountered at Newcastle, which was not fun, as you guys may well imagine, and also experienced with me along the way. With regards to those central midfield positions then, there is Ethan Ampadu here as an 80 rated CDM, but you would imagine Yuri Tielemans would start. But considering they have 2 centre mids in their formation, they have 1 decent centre mid, 1 decent cam, and then 1 decent CDM. So they haven't actually bought for their formation, but regardless, in fact, they haven't bought for their formation at all. They've bought Tielemans and the rest of the players that are already here. They've sold everybody. We've seen Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic already elsewhere at other clubs in this save. So Kai Havertz presumably would start alongside Yuri Tielemans, but get a bit of a negative to his overall with regards the boosts because he's out of position. Ludovic Blas is also here as a cam, and obviously Tino Anurin, Lamari Hutchinson. Also then with regards to wide positions, Pulisic is the only left winger at the club, so he would start on the left. Kulusevski is the go-to right-sided winger, and Jeremy Doku is back up presumably for either side. And then it's Hakim Ziyech or Blanco really, and then up top they do have another in Damir Redzic, but it's Dusan and then it's me, so I'm firmly second choice at Chelsea. Again, another one of the big boys. Wanted to include them on the vote for you. I don't anticipate that you'll vote for Chelsea, Real Madrid or Atleti, but I don't want to really say too much because I don't want to sway the vote. If you want me to play for Real Madrid, Atleti or Chelsea, I absolutely will play for Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid or Chelsea. So vote for who you want. Right, we're actually channel hopping again. Ready? Back over the water on the ferry for the last time. It's Monaco next. They finished second in La Liga last year, so similar to Lyon, they have Champions League football next season. Now, Monaco, similar to Atleti, play a 4-4-2. However, they play a 4-4-2 defend with 2 CDMs. They've paid more money than anyone else for me, though, as you can see there, with £78.2 million being the bid that was accepted. They will pay me 90 grand a week, and their squad looks like this. My striking options or rivals are not that good. Definitely first choice here at Monaco. Ricky J. Jones, who is a certified quick boy, will be up top, but I would start ahead of him and Malinovsky. And then there's Miguel Fallet as well, who is also here, but I, to be honest, unfamiliar with him. With regards to squad strength and depth, there is a 33-year-old Rafael Varane, as well as Bruno Guimaraes, Hamed Junior Traore, and Tyrell Malacia here as all 85-rated players, and a couple of 84s in Alan Velasco and Kenneth Taylor, and then you're getting to the 82s with myself and Altay Bayindir. So strength in depth is okay, but not spectacular. Bayindir is the go-to goalkeeper. Malacia, as you can tell, the go-to left-back. At centre-back, like I say, they play 4-4-2. So at centre-back, it would be Rafael Varane alongside Garcia, probably. David Garcia at 32, but that is an ageing backline that would probably only continue to decline in overall. At right back, they only have 73 rated Agustin Lagos. That is it at right back. Lack of fullback seems to be a real issue in a number of teams on career mode this year. With regards to centre mids, there's a 74 rated Ribeiro as a CDM. Now, I do say they play 4-4-2 defend, but I would imagine that Kenneth Taylor and Bruno Guimaraes would start in those 2 centre mid spots, considering they both can also play at CDM. And then there's Casper Winther, but he's not going to get anywhere near the starting lineup. And then a couple of cams, but they obviously aren't going to play from the start anyway, because they play 2 CDMs. On the right-hand side, there is Musaba, and that's it. On the left-hand side, there is Traore and Velasco. So they've got 4 options on the left, 2 of which will knock each other out the starting lineup, and then would have a lower rated right mid in Anthony Musaba, because I don't expect that it would put Traore on one side and Velasco on the other. It would just start Traore above Velasco. And then up top, obviously, would be myself alongside presumably Malinovsky, although he too is 33 years of age, if not Ricky J. Jones, and then Miguel Fallet. That's your penultimate option and your last one in France. So far, 3 from Spain, 2 from France, and 2 from England. Let's head to a different country for your final option. Your final option is in Germany, the 4th nation that we've had bids from. £73.9 million, so they too paying slightly over valuation for me here at Wolfsburg. I am on, of course. They play a 4-3-3. 1 CDM, 2 centre mids. They're in the Champions League. Wolfsburg, they finished 4th in the Bundesliga last year and are in the Champions League. My striking rivals would be Pavlidis and Barak. But there is a Biavec and Pesinovic here as well, 78. Biavec and Pesinovic, 74. With regards to squad depth and strength, not bad actually. Erkan Kökçü at centre mid, Lenormand at 86 rated at centre back as well, and Alex Romero at 84 in goal, with Roger Ibanez there at centre back as well. So a strong spine at the squad, and then you've got Danjuma, and then it's myself. So in goal, Alex Romero makes sense. Cao Enrique at left back is the go-to. There's only 2 of them. At centre back, Lenormand and Ibanez, and then it's a 78 rated Pongracic and a 77 rated Mickey van der Ven. At right back, Devon Wrench at 81. They do have 4 right backs, however, although Ruben Sanchez is the next, and then Killian Fischer would be the 3rd option there. In midfield, like I say, 4-3-3, 1 CDM, so presumably that would be Leandro Paredes, and 2 centre mids. They have a lot of left mids, evidently. 2 centre mids presumably would be Kökçü and Astavranchk. Then on the left-hand side would be Danjuma. Although they have, as you can see here, a number of left mids, including a 30-year-old now Jonathan Bamba and a 79-rated Jakub Kaminski as well. And, to be fair, an Alexander Golovin, who can play on the right or at cam as well. On the right-hand side, it's Bryce Mendes. 79 rated. I don't know anything about him. He's not particularly impressive, but he can play at centre mid as well, which might help at some point, but would probably see me maybe get moved out wide to the right, potentially. And then obviously you've seen my striking options. So another well-rounded squad that has depth in most positions other than right mid and right back. There's always, at every club, 1 or 2, sometimes even 3 positions that are either non-existent or only have the one option, which is just not great when there are other positions that have 5, 6, 7, 8, or we had a vote previously where Everton had 9 goalkeepers. So they are your options then. Feel free now to click on that link in the description and go and vote. Again, a quick run through. Real Madrid, Champions League, 4-3-3 false 9, second choice behind Christopher Nkunku. Atletico Madrid, Champions League, 4-4-2, 3rd/4th choice behind Donyell Malen, Joao Felix, and someone else who was 84 when I was 82. At Sevilla, Europa League, 4-3-3 attack, second choice behind Scamacca. At Wolves, Europa League, 4-3-3 first choice outright. Lyon, Champions League, 5-2-1-2, first choice outright in the 2, first choice of the 2 as well. Chelsea, Champions League, 5-2-3, second choice behind a 91 rated Dusan Vlahovic. Monaco, Champions League, 4-4-2 defend, first choice striker above everybody else at the club. Wolfsburg, Champions League, 4-3-3, first choice striker. They're your options. The link's in the description. Go and vote. Let me know in the comment section which way you voted as well, because I'd be curious to know who is voting for who. And like we say, click the tick on every team that you would like me to play for. If there are a handful that you don't mind me playing for, and then vote. Rather than just pick one, feel free to pick as many as you want. If you don't mind me playing for any of them, then please click on all of them so we can get as much feedback as we possibly can. I'd very much appreciate it. There might be a bit of a delay in the next episode coming to you. It might not be tomorrow. This is going to go live on the 22nd. I will try my best to get the first episode of Season 5 out to you on Christmas Eve evening. That's my intention, and then I would have Christmas Day with no uploads, and then we'll be back uploading again on Boxing Day. That's in flux at the moment, but I envisage that that will be the case moving forward. So drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell ticked, and you won't miss any further episodes of this save. And where we end up is down to you. I'll see you next time.